Alright guys, TacticalRab here back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And tomorrow, finally, we have some Call of Duty action on the horizon. The Kickoff Classic happens tomorrow, Saturday, January the 23rd, or at least that is when it begins, continuing into the Sunday as well. But today, a number of interesting things to talk about, chiefly among which, Censor versus Accuracy, this seemingly pent-up beef from when they were teaming together on the New York subliners last season. Censor wanted to get into the starting lineup. Accuracy clearly wasn't very happy for that to happen. That may be pent-up emotion is finally coming out on the timeline these last 24 hours with some pretty entertaining exchanges and plenty of other things to talk about as well. Include take your thoughts in the comment section below on this one. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this from Sledgehammer Games, bit of a Bernie Sanders ream right here, but well, we are still hiring, hinting that this year's Call of Duty CDL, well, Call of Duty 2021 may well once again be a Sledgehammer Games game. Will it be Advanced Warfare 2? Will it be World War 3, as some people have been discussing? Well, maybe we'll get some announcements in the coming months, who really knows, but that is what it seems like is going on right now for next year, so at least maybe we are not straight back to an Infinity Ward title, because, well, the Infinity Ward stuff last year in Modern Warfare maybe wasn't the best, and also I suppose on the Infinity Ward Warzone side, there are some significant concerns about the state of that right now. Yesterday there was a Twitch Rivals $250,000 tournament with, well, once again, cheaters getting exposed, some cheaters getting exposed but maybe weren't actually cheating, some cheaters getting exposed were actually cheating. Just, well, raises the question pretty much on anyone that's doing anything dodgy, that something might be happening when there's $250,000 on the line. And as Jacob says, competitive community seeing the Warzone community realise that Activision just does not care. First time, and even Exclusive Ace was tweeting about this, saying, look, there was a hacker in the tourney. I see this as good news. If this doesn't force the hand on a work and anti-cheat from Activision side for Warzone, I do not know what will. Yeah, competitive Warzone already not in the best state. I personally don't particularly enjoy watching it. It's basically just pub stomping. But then you've also got the cheating concerns on top of that. It's just an absolute shambles. And who knows that at some point in the future, if Activision do actually make some sort of anti-cheat system for Warzone, that may also work for the competitive scene and may, well, help us actually continue the challenger scene, for example, in a PC environment, as opposed to going back to console that a lot of people have been talking about because of, well, can we continue down this path of, well, challengers, cheaters all over the shop? Just not a great look for Call of Duty on the whole. I'm sure Activision must be looking at this, as much as they don't do any PR or anything to say they're even aware of these issues. They must be aware of them, they must be hearing about them, and well, surely there has to force the hand at some point, as Exclusive Ace is saying right here, because yeah, Call of Duty, not the best PR situation for it right now as the league is about to begin. This happened then on the 21st of January. Lamar says, that's Accuracy of the Minnesota Rokkr, at Censor, keep my name out of your mouth. Wasn't exactly clear what is going on here. Censor then came out in response, Lamar, you are trash. So we'll explain exactly what's happening here in a second, as Slasher did on the podcast last night. And well, Slasher comes out with a pretty entertaining reply actually right here, which Octane found pretty funny, which was this image right here. So I think one of the player portraits was Accuracy kind of looking like this, and someone took it and made it as if he was like dancing on ice or whatever. So pretty entertaining stuff. But as Gersh points out yesterday, Slasher was on the podcast. Sure, there was a fair few spicy things on here maybe we can talk about tomorrow when it's uploaded to YouTube when I get the opportunity to watch it. But yeah, Slasher says he explains the Lamar Censor beef, effectively saying, look, they teamed together on the New York subliners last season, maybe coincidentally with some of the things that we looked at that Doug's dad was saying at the time when, well, Censor didn't get the opportunity in the starting lineup that he wanted, and Accuracy as kind of the leadership figure on that team was probably instrumental in not letting Censor be on that starting team. So kind of some pent-up beef from back in the day, and then Censor said something pretty entertaining in like an amateur scrim group chat, and all of a sudden, well, that kicked everything off once again.
Past, I don't know if, you know, their beef or whatever, if it was there or not. It wasn't spoken if it was. I know there was the problems like Doug's dad or whatever, and like the New York subliners team. Like there was definitely some issues there. But recently, Doug was in the AM chat, I'm pretty sure. There's a bunch of people in the AM chat where they get scrims and stuff like that. And Paul X got an offer for a team, right?
It was a 2-week contract is what I heard.
Yeah, it was a 2-week contract. But yeah. Doug, I think, mentioned something in the chat and was like, yo, like, it's got to be for a team with a weak AR. Or someone said that. And then Doug was like, oh, so Minnesota for Accuracy or something like that.
Oh,
and then so, of course,
doesn't
like,
help him at all, man.
Like, I'm pretty sure Brian Saint's in the chat, and he just instantly was like, yo, like, what the And so Lamar tweeted at him. So now if there was unspoken beef, it's out there. It's spoken.
So this is way back at the start of the Modern Warfare season, really, but well, once Zero was in the team and it wasn't really going well, they decided to drop Zero from the squad and brought Happy into the lineup. I think understandably, Censor was very frustrated with that, the fact that, well, Happy played on this weekend. As Censor's dad says, Happy was clearly ill-prepared, he didn't play the best, Censor would probably been a better fit for the team at the time, who really knows? At least Censor seemed to have actually played the game and was trying to get into the team, whereas Happy, maybe because he was friends with some of the guys on the subliners starting lineup, they got picked up instead. And well, Papa Censor wasn't too happy with it. An accuracy tyrant, loser, bad leader. And I think Censor was obviously very frustrated at the time. We've heard him talk about how he was talking with the New York Subliners ownership group, and they effectively promised him that he would have an opportunity in the starting lineup at some point or another. That didn't happen. Maybe he feels like the responsibility for that falls onto accuracy as that kind of team leader. And well, maybe there were some frustrations. I'm sure there was at the time. And clearly this is coming out now as what Slasher was talking about with what Censor had to say in a group chat about, you know, one of the weaker ARs. So pretty entertaining stuff. There was also this, Crim said, fellow, keep my name out of your mouth, in a very similar manner, of course. No beef actually going on here. Fellow just announced onto the Dallas Empire for the upcoming season as their kind of substitute figure. This also was very interesting. Really, really cool to see this outpouring of love from the community. Yesterday, ZooMaa says, hello, this thing on, let us talk. And he went on like a remarkable sub streak. I was in the chat for a little bit before I just went to bed. And again, 1,700 plus subs today. I think that, well, the sub streak extended way over 1,000. Everyone was in there dropping like 50 bombs. It was honestly incredible. And well, I can't thank you guys enough for the support. Love every single one of you. So yeah, ZooMaa was talking on this stream how he's always kind of wanted, if he did have to step down at some point, he would love to get into streaming more and more often. And well, it definitely seems like that might be the case. Interesting to see exactly what will happen with his thumb, right? Because clearly playing console games isn't ideal for him. And obviously he can't play at the highest level that he would like to, but it also might exacerbate the injury that he does have. He does explain in this clip right here as well, like exactly what the injury is. So I thought I'd just play it on screen for you guys, exactly why this is causing him issues and why mouse and keyboard actually works perfectly okay for him. So maybe he can just become really good at mouse and keyboard, go and play Valorant or something like that. Or maybe a few years down the line, if Activision make a brain dead move and move Call of Duty to mouse and keyboard as well, then oh well, maybe ZooMaa then will have his opportunity back in the league. Who really knows? But I think he also mentioned that this thumb injury he did have it before and it did improve over time. So well, who knows? Maybe it's possible he comes back at some point, but I thought I would share this for you guys.
Is it your thumbs hurt when you play controller? Yeah, so like the way it works, I'll explain it again. So the way it works is like right now, like I'm having trouble with the range of motion in my thumb moving like this. So like that comes from the wrist, like the tendon. You guys can see the scar, like you guys can see it right there. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that. It's a pretty big scar, dude. So I'm hoping you guys can see it. And it just put the range of motion of my thumb. So like when I'm on the stick, when I'm on the analog stick, my thumb is very weak. And I have a hard time just moving the analog stick because something's in my wrist. But with a mouse and keyboard, like when I'm using the mouse, I don't use that range of motion. The only thing I do with a mouse is click. The only thing I use thumb for is clicking one of my side buttons on my mouse, and I have no problem doing that. So like it's good. Like it feels good to play mouse and...
So speaking of the New York Subliners, they did confirm DiamondCon on the starting roster for this weekend, and Clayster goes on to explain exactly what is going on here. So Mac has been trying to run a sub since before this season. This move for Con allows us to shift Mac to the sub, then we need a second AR third sub. Con fit that perfectly, so Clayster's still going to be the main AR, a Seaman Mac on the SMGs, DiamondCon on that kind of flex role, not a direct replacement for ZooMaa. That is impossible. We are working with the hand that we are dealt. And later today, going to talk about some predictions, going to talk about some power rankings, and unfortunately this difficult spot for New York Subliners makes it somewhat difficult to put them in a very high position here, as DiamondCon, I think a lot of people have said, has traditionally been a relatively slow main assault rifle. So can he fit into this flex role? We're going to have to see, because they don't have the easiest matchup this weekend up against the Dallas Empire. As Censor then says, also given we were talking about him to Parasite says, crazy how no matter how talented I am, unless I'm literally simp level, it will always be overshadowed by all else, despite how good I am at every game. But as Censor says, a bonus coming your way sooner than you think. And well, Doug wanted to team with Parasite for quite a while now. Hacky now teaming with Aches. So well, who knows, at some point in the future, maybe these guys will finally manage to team up together. But well, Censor, I don't know exactly what he's hinting at here, but he says in reply, I think Chris is going to get an opportunity sooner than he thinks. Just trying to keep some positivity flowing when as a Challengers player, you feel hopeless at times. You know what I mean. A couple of interesting things to finish off the video. This a couple of people were pointing out to me from Scump. So Mavics, one of the chair sponsors they they have. It mentions right here, VIP pass to an in-person CDL event, which well, maybe potentially hints that at some point in the future there are going to be events coming back. Of course, they're going to come back at some point, but just the fact that this mentions this now as one of the prizes if you win, maybe means that sometime this season there's definitely some thoughts about going to an in-person CDL event again, which hopefully does happen sometime later this year. I'm sure we would all love to see it. Thought this was entertaining as well ahead of this weekend's matches. So Paris Legion versus the Royal Ravens are playing each other, and as Paris say, oh hi Royal Ravens, and well, Royal Ravens hit the ratio. Hi there, nice to see you've remembered your login details, because they haven't really been doing too much on the socials these last couple of months. So yeah, another cracker from Pada in my opinion. And well, just this hilarious video I thought from Huke right here of Crimsix on this go-kart just flying around the Envy offices. I just saw that this has such great memeable potential that well, I'll be keeping my eyes on how this develops over the course of the season. But intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really helps out the YouTube algorithm know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I'll grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.